Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Franchisee Radio. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of making sure that all of the systems that you have that are helping you with your business, that they're speaking to each other, and that you are automating the pieces that need to be automated, and that you are making sure that you're keeping the human element in your business, because your business is you. Here comes the intro.
Our clients are busy in the grind, doing what they do best, but they never have the time to come up for air and see what anyone else is doing. We get to interact with multiple successful businesses from all walks of life, having success doing what they do every day. How do these businesses do it? How did they start? What hurdles do they jump through on a daily basis to be successful? What is it that sets them apart from their competition? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as we learn, apply, and share the best strategies that the top small business owners, franchise owners, and their franchisees have used to grow their businesses. My name is John Fairbanks, and welcome to Franchisee Radio.
All right. It's a little windy today, so sorry if the audio is a little funky. But I wanted to be able to share something that was important that we started to realize early on, and this was dealing with automations and dealing with the parts of our business that were allowing us to make sure that we were working as efficiently as possible. And so the first piece was some mistakes that we were seeing early on when it came to automations and people's desire to be able to kind of automate different pieces of their service. This is going to be like, could be chat bots, could be autoresponders, right? So if you have a Facebook page and you have an autoresponder that's on, there's a really, really easy way to turn off your clients or to turn off your customers. And this is through automations that are obviously automations, because there's an art to this. So there is a skill to make it to where people in this day and age, technology is everywhere. And do you know how you call and you get the automated voice system? And before the automated voice system can tell you to hold on because the menu options may have changed first. When are those menu options not changing? I have yet to call a single one of those automated systems to where the menu options haven't changed recently. So that's first. The second one is, how quickly are you screaming into the phone, representative, the second they start giving you your options? Please click 1 for representative. I'm sorry. And you just keep screaming it over and over and over again. Because, why? You don't care. You are not interested. You are calling for a reason. You are reaching out to this company for a reason because you want to speak to a human being. And so the number one thing that we found early on, whether it was with our clients or even with us, was that you have a desire that you know you have got a bunch of other things going on in your life, with your business that require your time. You don't have time to be answering every little thing as is your voice, your actual voice taking your time. So you have this desire to automate. And the problem is that people want human interaction. They're sick and tired of automations. They're sick and tired of automated systems that are clunky, that cause problems. And so this is, number one is, if you're automating, you need to be automating in a human way. And so this is where there are certain aspects of your business that totally can be automated. In fact, if they're not, you are losing tons of time, which means you're losing tons of money. Because either you're paying someone to do something which is clunky and not working, or you're paying someone to do something that actually could be getting handled in an all-in-one system, right? If you're anything like we are, it's you're learning things as they come up or as you need to, because there's not enough time to learn everything under the sun. You just have to learn it when it matters. What can happen from that attitude, though, is that you learn a piece, so you add something here, you add something there, and you keep adding, and adding, and then the next thing you know, you look at all of your systems, and you have 16 systems that potentially could be handled by 3. And so this is kind of that next piece to where it's, if you're going to automate, you need to automate in a human fashion and make sure that when it's time to have yourself interacting with someone from like human to human, that you're doing those things. But if you have systems that are in place, you've got to make sure those systems are talking to each other. So a great resource that we've used is called Zapier. So it's Zapier. And so Zapier has a couple different free options that are available and a couple different paid options that are available. And so we've helped our clients use these before, and then we use them in our own business as well. And what it allows us to do is we can take all a bunch of unlike products and be able to have them speak to each other automatically. So when someone does fill out a form, it does fill out a spreadsheet, it does create an automatic email that gets kicked out to who needs to be able to have an email get kicked out to. It can cause a text message to happen. It can cause a variety of things to happen, all from a single trigger that you don't have to worry about, because all the things that are handled by computers and artificial intelligence the right way happen, so that when it's time to communicate with the customer, it's happening the right way. And so that's where it's understanding that premise, but then realizing, have you been building? When was the last time you looked at all the things you were either paying for or all the things that you were doing with all those different apps that you're working with that could potentially be handled by one? Because the efficiency in cutting costs and cutting time is so vital to all of our businesses, because a lot of your margins are going to be razor thin. And so being able to save just a little bit here, a little bit there, get everything under one roof can go the distance. And so that's where things that we have been looking at within our own business are systems that allow us to be able to have those automated emails that happen automatically, be able to have follow-up, right? Because we all know that if someone hasn't made the purchase or you don't make the sale immediately, right, you're going to have a percentage of people where a buyer is a buyer is a buyer, right? Someone's going to come in, they are destined to buy, they are a red hot lead, they're coming in, they're putting money down, you're good to go. But we know how many times people need to be able to see something or hear something or be exposed to it to finally make that purchase. So you have to have that follow-up sequence that's there, that exists. But it has to be your voice. It has to be a system that it can exist. But are you doing it manually? Because that's the time where you can have really succinct, automated systems that are in place, but it's hard to know what to do. And if you're doing it, great. But are you doing it with a lot of duct tape, spit, and hardcore tenacity? Maybe. And so that's where you got to look back, step back, and kind of say, what are we doing with our systems, and how are we automating those systems to be able to be as efficient as possible? I'm interested in what you're doing for your business. What are the things that you find to be the apps that have helped you be most successful? I'm going to have ours listed down below, the different things that we've been using that allow us to be the most successful, and some of the things that our clients are using that have been allowing them to be successful. Really interested in the franchisees that we have that are out there. Some of your franchisers you may be large enough to where you have great systems that are in place that are really unique to yours. So how are you now, what are the things that you're doing that are allowing you to be able to add that human element, so that it's not just another robot, or it's not just an automatic response. Thanks for responding, we'll get back to you in 5 minutes, or whatever it's going to be. How are you putting the humanity back into technology? I'm really interested in that. So leave that in a comment below. If you're listening on our podcast, please follow the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. Well, we run our podcast at an Anchor, and then that gets pushed out to all of our different platforms. So we'd love to be able to hear from the different platforms that we have our listeners on. We also have on our YouTube channel, so you can go to our YouTube channel, Franchisee Radio, and click subscribe, and be able to definitely leave us leave comments down below, and be able to learn. And then also for our website, franchiseeradio.com, you can be able to find our top episodes. So our current top episodes, hear our origin story of why we're getting this thing all started, and our intro, and be able to get some freebies that we're allowing to be able to do some downloads, and be able to share within this franchising community. A couple episodes more, we're going to be able to have our first interview is going to be with a Hall of Fame business owner, which is a husband and wife team. We're going to have them on, so we're excited. We're not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but we're really excited to be able to have them on and for you to be able to kind of hear about what made them successful over the last 30 years. All right, awesome. We'll see you guys in the next episode.